Hello everyone and welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Spider by HOSHI. There's a lot surrounding this release that I'm very excited about. 17 is my favorite boy group, so there's a lot about this I want to talk about. But we're going to be doing that after our initial reaction. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Now, before we get into today's video, this video is brought to you by our Patreon. Guys, check out our Patreon. If you guys want bonus content, if you're a 17 fan, we're checking out Going 17 over on our Patreon and numerous other series. I'm sure people are going to want me to check out the studio tune performance for HOSHI Spider. That's also something that we check out on Patreon. Over on Patreon, we have bonus reaction like live stages, special videos that you see on YouTube like the studio tune performances. But for just a little bit more, we also have variety reactions, and we also have reactions to reality shows. So if you guys want to check that out, head on over to our Patreon. But you don't have to support us monetarily. Go ahead and subscribe down below. That's a free way to support us. We thank everyone who watches our videos, but please subscribe. Anyways, let's get into today's video. This is Spider by HOSHI, and this is your form of therapy. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We're starting upside down. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Whoa. Oh my god. That was a sick transition. Oh, wow, that's so cool. just so abruptly just cut off right there. Whoa. That was insane. Okay, I need to immediately check something. Hoshi Spider mixtape. So I saw that he was dropping a mixtape, but I don't know how much, like, what does that mean? Like, is he actually like getting like a full blown? Okay, nobody like on YouTube is giving me any clear answers. I'm just wondering, like, is he getting like a full blown like couple tracks? Like, let's see. 17 mixtape volume 17. Um, that's Spider again. I don't know how many songs are actually on here. Okay, so it's gonna take me a while to actually figure out when this is going to happen, or how many songs are on this. Okay, let's ignore that. I'll figure that out later on my own. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't like check Apple Music to see if the mixtape's on there. But Spider, you know, the instrumental is not anything crazy, and it's not like, I mean, obviously, like, I haven't heard this song before, but it's not like this is like a crazy original style of song production, right? Like, we've heard like kind of like the trappings that the song goes into, of going for like that bass strong chorus, a little bit more control, and a lot more focus on vocals. It's a very Temin-esque style, but a lot of other solo artists who attempt to do like a sexier solo endeavor, like Kiguang, Don't Close Your Eyes, like that's also in like similar vein. So what makes Hoshi's Spider special is, one, the choreography, but we'll talk about the choreography in a little bit, but actually his voice. See, what sets this apart is Hoshi's voice and how un-17 it sounds. 17 has a very distinct sound to their music. They have this kind of like mix of like youthful freshness, but also like, I don't know, there's like a component that you can really only call like the woozy element, right? But this one sounds nothing like a 17 title track. So I'm curious as to who actually did the songwriting, who worked on the producing, if Pomzu was involved at all. I would like to know the different stats behind that. Now, still, like, I feel like it not sounding like a 17 song is good. It helps him separate and cultivate his own image, but it sounds so different than other things on the market because Hoshi, and this is not an insult at all, but Hoshi's not a lead vocalist. He's not even like a main vocalist. Well, actually, I don't know. I've never understood the difference between the positions, but he's not a lead or a main vocalist. He is the leader of the performance unit, and he definitely sold on the performance aspect. But in terms of vocals, you know, he's not the best singer in 17, but he has a very distinct, unique voice. And the way he uses that here, and his style of singing is so different, because Seungkwan and DK, arguably the best singers in 17, Woozy too, but I feel like Seungkwan and DK especially, they sing in the very Korean way, the very Korean trained, almost like I feel like I call that the ballad singer type of training. Like the way they sing, it's very powerful, but it's very like bog standard Korean singers. Like you hear them sing, and their style of singing and their technique, and like, oh, like, yeah, they could easily make a living off of just doing musical theater or like OSTs, which they have both gotten. But Hoshi doesn't have the same type of training or style of singing. Hoshi's style of singing, I mean, we'll have to analyze it again, but the way it sounded was a breath of fresh air. I don't think anyone is singing it like this. And maybe it's because Hoshi's not a lead vocalist, that he doesn't have that same kind of training. But I feel like that's what makes this song stand out and set it apart from anything else. I think if it wasn't Hoshi, based on the instrumental alone, I kind of wouldn't give a shit about this song. Like that's no insult to the song itself. I'm just saying that this is the kind of instrumental that is carried and it is heavily relying on the singer itself. So it's not necessarily an insult about the songwriting itself, because there are just some songs that are designed to be that way. It's meant to highlight the vocalist, and it's not. But this song isn't. I feel like that isn't its main point, because usually with songs like that, you can tell from the mixing, like how clear their vocals are, that it's meant to be like that. Hoshi's mixing is like, I would say it's like pretty normal and standard. So like I feel like the full intention isn't like, hey, Hoshi wants to do a performance piece, let's just do whatever. There was thought and intention put behind the instrumental, especially that chorus, but still, it relies heavily on Hoshi serving, and serve he did. Another thing he served that we did not deserve was the choreography here. Choreography, I don't want to say it's getting boring in K-pop, but we're getting to a point where, like, yeah, we've seen it all. And we get the same thing over and over again. And I actually noticed this recently. I was watching some award show performances, and I made this commentary that I'd like to bring back up here, is that choreography has changed a lot in K-pop music. K-pop music used to be about, K-pop music choreo used to be about really, really catchy choreography. It was about catchy choreography and not just catchy music. We've sort of, and I would say it happened around maybe a little bit before 17 actually, but a little bit before 17, the K-pop choreo no longer became about having fun, and it became no longer about any of that, or catchy, eye-catching choreography. It was about pushing idols to their limit and basically creating like these elite idols that can do crazy, insane choreography. And I think part of that was definitely ushered in by 17, because 17 is known in Korea as the group that is quote unquote best at knife cut choreography. Like synchronization, that became synchronization was always a part of all K-pop choreography, but like they call it kalgunmu, knife cut, razor sharp synchronization. That was ushered in heavily by 17 and the groups that debuted around that era. So choreography nowadays is a lot more complex, and in many ways it's a lot harder than choreography used to be. Anything you see ranging from TXT to ATs, it's all complex and incredibly hard. But that's not to say it was easier before, but one thing that I don't see a lot in K-pop choreography nowadays is point choreography. There used to be, like, in the same way that the song has like a hook, every K-pop choreography back in the day is like, they had a hook as well. It's like, this is the point of this choreography. So in the sense that like the chorus could be like a point, like the point of the song. Choreography used to be that way. And if you're a 17 fan, obviously you know that 17 throughout their career have largely always included point choreography into their shit. Very rarely have they not, but like if you look at Left and Right, the Left and Right, 아낀다, 너 예쁘다, like all that kind of shit. 17 all throughout their choreography has not just been about, oh, let's do something like hard hitting. They've always been about creativity. That's what K-pop point choreography comes down to. And that's not necessarily to say that like Spider has any kind of eye-catching point choreography. Maybe it does, but if I didn't catch it in the first run through, that means it doesn't really have it. But what it does have that still reminds me of that is it has creative choreography. This kind of choreography is creative, and I assume that he's gonna do something similar for his live performances as well, if he's doing live stage promotions. I know he did a Studio Tune video, so I want to check that out. But I feel like all the intricacies that go into Spider feels very reminiscent of of putting creativity behind the choreo. When it comes to solo artists, I'm seeing that has become more of a creative freedom. Like I feel like Taemin has a lot of creative choreography, right? But when it comes to groups, sometimes they have creative choreography, and sometimes, in large part, I would say, it's just like everyone doing formations, and it's all about formation, and it's all about looking cool. So I really appreciated that about Spider. Spider harkened back to sort of like putting more thought and creativity into the choreography, especially as we get further and further into K-pop. I feel like K-pop, especially the smaller companies, are just starting to create clones, you know? They're just starting to just debut almost anybody who's a good enough singer and a good enough dancer. But I feel like, you know, stuff like this really shows like you can't just be a good singer and a good dancer. You need to have an image. You need to have something to say, you know? And Hoshi had a statement to make, and it was that he is one sexy mother. I want to check this out again, provide my commentary over it. Let's get it. I love this. First of all, it looks like he's sitting on like a railing. Like that's how close up it is. And then the slow zoom out to reveal that he's actually upside down. That's so cool. Oh my God. And the intense flexibility and acrobaticism that goes into this video is insane. Also, this set, oh my God, how gorgeous is this? Like you've got the bars that he's working with as it is, but then you have the set that's emulating that design. That's so cool. And I feel like Hoshi has improved so much as a singer too. And Hoshi has always had a lisp. If you're a 17 fan, y'all know what I'm talking about. Hoshi has like a strange lisp, but it's so attractive, and it adds an interesting color to the song. Like the way he enunciates his words is so different from any singer. See, I think the really special part of this is when he says 숨이 막힌, when he says 막힌 타고. The way he says tago, it's so gentle. There's a lot of breath behind it. It's almost like he's whispering it, but he says it with such a sharp inflection. Ooh, did you hear like the little quiver in his voice? No, I think it's actually not ma, it's kin. Ma kindak. Whoa. Execution is brilliant. Oh, I love how he goes up. Ah, and then he comes in with the powerful note. That's great. Oh, I love this portion. I love the editing behind this, because his voice feels like it's coming in and just like invading the song. It's like an abrupt disruption to the song. But at the same time, just like the fact that they reflect that in the video too, like he literally invades the video and he crosses the borders. That's so clever. I love this shot too. I love this shot, how the ceiling just like, I wonder if that was practical, or if, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's a practical shot or if they enhanced it with CG. Like, I love how he was like passing through each dancer. Oh, I love like that. The after image effect. This shot so well too. Camera works really good. Like they shot so much of that choreo wide, so like they cut in the perfect moments where like it really accentuates some of its movements. Their director did an amazing job. I don't know who did it, but like they really worked with HOSHI and they really like cared for the choreography to accentuate. Oh! Oh! It hits differently, bro. And something about like on the editing when the guy squeezes him and then he goes like, oh, so brilliant. Also, HOSHI showing off vocally. Like, I listen to every 17 song, but like HOSHI has not been able to flex his vocals like this, like on rare occasion. But wow, just ooh, he's showing off. And the set decoration here, where they changed up the upper half of the set, where now it looks like this tangled web. Oh, it's great. Oh, the little bass and the breathing. Oh. Editing is on point. Oh man, this is actually edited really well. They threw in a lot of great flashy imagery that worked perfectly for that finale. Like the power of that finale, the power of HOSHI coming in and just like bringing it all to a conclusion really comes through in that editing. So shout out to the editor, but shout out to everyone on HOSHI's team. Shout out to the dancers. Shout out to whatever other choreographers he worked with. Shout out to that entire team. Just they did a phenomenal job. So getting to what I wanted to talk about, I'm not too surprised that HOSHI is pushing a solo release. I saw a lot of people making the tiger's becoming a spider joke, but if anyone were to pursue solo promotions first, and I don't know if this is an active solo promotion, like there's a studio tune performance, like a lot of the like a handful of the members have released singles, right? Like Seungwan has a handful of singles. I'm sure DK does as well. I know the 8 has made some songs. But none of them were promotional songs, right? None of them, they never held a music stage for them. None of them, like some of them might not even be on streaming services. I don't think the 8 is, it might be. But it's different from like Taemin coming back with Criminal, or Taemin coming back with his promotional title tracks. Like, members have dropped singles here and there, but no one has done a full-scale promotional push. Now, let's see if that's the case with HOSHI. It's been out a week, so if he was going to do a weekend music show stage, he should have done it by now. Let's see, HOSHI Spider No, he's only done a studio tune performance, so maybe he's not. Maybe he's not doing an active promotion of this. Um, I wish he would. Especially like the fact that he got a studio tune video is what made me think that he would. So it's rather strange that he's actually not promoting this on a weekend music show stage. But still, this is like the most effort also Pledis has actually put into a music video for this. Like the Eight's previous single release didn't get a video like this. So that also leads me to believe like this is the most pushed solo release from any of the members. So I would say Hoshi is like the first. Agree to disagree. Let me know if you would think that somebody else you would consider went solo first. But like OSTs and stuff like that, I don't count it. And then singles that aren't promoted as like title tracks, also like that's more like them just making a song on their own and then releasing it. Like I'm talking about making a solo career push. That's different. I'm talking about coordination. I'm talking about working with different departments, shooting a music video. That's a whole thing. And I think Hoshi may be the first. And it's not too surprising because Hoshi, while I think, people always ask, who do you think has the most, or who do you think has the best chances in 17 for a solo career? I always say easily Seungwan, Dogyum, obviously, and then Hoshi. And those three have always been I don't know about the others. I feel like the others would have to make some interesting choices, but I'm talking like mainstream. These three could like do a mainstream solo career. Hoshi in particular. I have always seen, I didn't know Hoshi was capable of doing something as sexy as this, but I have always seen an ambition and a fire in Hoshi. Hoshi is like, he's always been so like greedy for more. And I mean that in a good way. Like he's always been like, I want more, I want to improve, I want to do better. And I definitely saw it with like what's the word? Bring It. His song with, I think it was him and might have been Woozy, that rap song. The fact that like he's on the performance team. Other groups, when you have a like, oh, I'm the lead dancer, all they do is dance. Oh, I'm the main vocalist, all they do is main vocal. You know what I mean? Like they kind of stick to their thing. But Hoshi is somebody who like he pushes himself. He's like, yeah, I'm the leader of the performance team, but I also want to improve my rapping. I want to improve my singing. And so, with Bring It and like, Change Up and stuff like that, I've seen Hoshi being like, I'm not going to be put in just this box of, I'm the performance guy, I'm the dance guy of the group. Hoshi really from the beginning was really, really like thinking way ahead and has always been really ambitious. And I gotta say, that ambition paid off. I would give this a solid 10 out of 10. An amazing, incredible debut. This was, the song was so good. And again, I'm saying it is primarily Hoshi's vocals that really push that. And, shout out to the songwriter for writing something that really complements his vocals really well. But also shout out to this music video, the incredible choreography and the incredible visuals in the music video and the fantastic editing that really brought this all together. So I would have to give Hoshi Spider, personal bias aside, I would have to give it a solid 10 out of 10. This is an incredible release. And this is just a stepping stone, a mere stepping stone into Hoshi's very, very lucrative future career as a solo performer. Hopefully, that's either a long time from now or 17 is still going and they're still doing their thing. But, this was incredible. All right, guys, that's it for my reaction and review of 17's Hoshi Spider. Sorry, there's so many apostrophes there. 17's Hoshi's Spider. Let me know. What do you guys think about his solo release? Let me know. What do you guys think about the song, about the music video? Do you guys agree with me on my comments? Let me know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you want to support us, remember, go to our Patreon. I would greatly appreciate your support. If you want to check out our Going 17 series, you would have to join the summer tier. But we also have variety, reality show stuff. It's a great time. So consider joining our Patreon. If you don't want to support us monetarily, though, that's fine. Hit the like button down below, leave a comment, subscribe. It is a free way to support the channel. Please. Also, if you want to go ahead and check out our other videos, you can check them out here. Oh, also, don't forget, if you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell so you're notified when we upload a new video. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you around later.